T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. T minus 20 seconds.
Are you recording?
Should I be recording?
No, I'm getting feedback.
10, 9,
10,
8,
9,
7,
8,
6,
7,
5,
6,
4,
5,
3,
4,
2,
3,
1,
2,
0.
1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet.
What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing? Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad. We are doing the news today. I am not alone. I have a story to tell. I don't know. I have to see what I'm going to tell the story. He is a radio personality. He's been all over the world, y'all. You could hear him on Power 106. He is the radio guy. Please welcome Cain McCoy. How are you doing?
Oh, wow. They can see me doing my own applause and making noise. I'm doing dope, TK. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you. And for those asking, yes, I had to show my vaccination card before coming onto the show today. So,
wow.
Following all the protocols, I appreciate you.
It's not that type of show. We ain't going to talk about that stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for getting vaccinated. So much to talk about. I am really, really stoked about where women's wrestling is going right now. And I actually just closed. I thought it was my window that was making all that noise. But while I'm opening back my other window to get all this shindigs gone.
All the excitement.
All the excitement. What do you think of the draft? Are you for the draft? Not for the draft, but are you like down for everything that's been going down, or
Well,
are you like?
Look here, TK, there is a wrestling war that is upon us. So it's only fitting that the draft has returned to get these wrestlers to prepare for wrestling combat. And notice how it's called the draft once again, not the superstar shakeup. I guess we're back to going to war again. Maybe it'll be Raw as War as well, just to keep the war theme going, except on Wednesday nights, of course. But I think that once again, it was dope to have. It feels like a long time since the draft, but actually this was about the actual third draft in 2 years. But really the first sustainable one. We had superstars from SmackDown and Raw showing up on opposite shows for a while now, but it's good to see this happen. The question is, when is actually going to take effect? I know they're saying post Crown Jewel,
Right.
But some wrestlers have kind of been announced as if they're already on the show, like New Day being on Raw again. I mean, being back on SmackDown. See, that's confusion, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were just on Raw and SmackDown this week, so it's kind of like what's happening here. But I think it's good. It's fresh. We can get some new rivalries. I think the biggest people that benefit from this is Ricochet. You know, from going to Raw to SmackDown. You know, SmackDown is where they make stars at, right? Like Edge had his biggest success on SmackDown.
Right.
And I think Ricochet could kind of get that kind of push on SmackDown, and I'm excited. I'm a little upset that Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart are already kind of broken up without a tag team title shot.
I mean, are you surprised though? Are you surprised?
Are you surprised?
I mean, it's. So I do love the draft. Obviously, I feel like it's beneficial. People got more eyeballs watching because it's like you're as good as as what you do today, not what you did yesterday.
Correct.
So it's like it doesn't matter that WWE has been around for however plus years and they've had all these superstars and they made all these superstars, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like there are just it's the art of war, period. No
Yep.
matter what, you know that being in the radio industry, I've been in the radio industry, you know what it is. No matter what, you could be at the top of the ratings. There's always somebody after you're trying to get on your neck. Period.
It's very what have you done for me lately business.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's just like, yes, they're doing well, and you know, we have the WWE universe complainers, but they still watch. But you need more eyes on. So the people who love to complain, they're gonna still complain because you know it's one of those things where now everybody's watching, everybody's talking about it. So
there's some hate watching that's going on.
you know,
I think that the champions should kind of be off limits. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be interesting.
That's confusing.
Say it again.
That's the confusing part. So like, are they going to exchange belts, or are they going to duke it out? Like what's happening there? Which right.
Because
which
you kind of saw that with New Day and Street Profits.
Right.
When they were drafted, they were both Raw and SmackDown champions, and they literally
they
swapped the belts. And I was like,
that this time.
So now are we going to tip off to Crown Jewel the fact that, you know, Becky is going to drop, or is Becky going to become Becky 2 belts somehow again? Or is Charlotte going to drop, or are they just going to swap the belts between Becky and Charlotte via they retain at Crown Jewel? But I think Saudi Arabia about to get a 5-star pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think they finally figured it out. I mean, obviously, if you guys, you know, go look up the drama. There is a lot of drama. There still is a lot of drama. But I think they finally figured it out. And
maybe the plane will be able to leave on time and not just be stuck on the tarmac.
Oh my gosh, that let's since we're talking about it, let's skip to the last story. So we have where is it? That's not it. Here we go. The Queen's Crown Tournament that's supposed to be starting this Friday. It's going to be leading up. They're going to have bits and pieces every like Raw, SmackDown leading up to, and the person is going to be named the Queen's Crown. I guess that's the title. The Queen.
Yeah, I don't know why they just can't call it, you know, Queen of the
Ring. Yeah, that makes sense. But they're going to be crowned the Queen of the Ring during that Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, the Crown Jewel. So what do you think of this? I'm still thoroughly confused because we're supposed to be doing an after show for the Queen's Crown, but it's in the midst of SmackDown and Raw. So I'm thoroughly confused like how this is going to play out. Like why didn't you just have, I don't know.
Well, Crown Jewel's going to be at like 1 PM here or something like that, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be on that Thursday. So are they going to tape SmackDown or something? Or the wrestlers not at Crown Jewel will be at SmackDown? Because that's a Thursday, is it not?
I thought it was earlier in the week. It's on the
21st.
Oh yeah, it is a Thursday. You're right.
Yeah, that's a Thursday. So like they'll be interested to kind of see how they pull off SmackDown, unless they do that thing where everyone just flies back really quick. But I think that, you know, this tournament has to get over the one and only Zelina Vega, right? I mean, this is why Zelina Vega came back. I
mean, did she come back for that, or did she come back for the money? Because the money is right.
Well, I know Shorty been jobbing, so you know, I mean, like, you know, I think she was able to keep her Twitch stream, maybe. She was able to keep that. By the way, she was getting paid off of Twitch. Did you see that?
She still is.
Oh my God!
There's no way.
That justifies her dipping out. I see why she left.
There's no way. She probably has some type of deal, like how Xavier has some type of deal with, like, you know, how Xavier is such up, down, down is a whole situation. So they probably have some type of deal. You know, I don't think she's giving them money, but WWE is definitely benefiting off of that.
Yeah, I would like to see Zelina Vega win this. I would like to see her character step up. I think that out of all of the women on the roster, maybe next to Becky and Charlotte, she's probably the most money when it comes to mic skills.
Yeah.
You know, I think she's dope on the mic. We've seen her managerial experience. We've seen her
She
run
pretty
in.
much carried everybody during her and Bailey carried everybody during the pandemic when it first and they were in the
exactly. You know what I mean? So I think that, you know, I would like to see her character grow more and she kind of already has that badass attitude kind of thing going about it. So now her as the queen of WWE, you know what I mean? Maybe they could build something that in the Charlotte. I think whoever wins this will get a Charlotte feud anyway, as far as a queen versus queen thing. I don't know if that's going to happen on the men's side with King Nakamura. Will his gimmick run concurrent with whoever wins the King of the Ring, Xavier Woods? But I think Zelina Vega should be the winner of the Queen's Crown.
I you know what? Now that you pose it like that, I definitely agree with you. She should be the winner. However, we already saw how they treated her for the 9/11 event. Like they just took out her like it was weird. So it's one of those things where and I've said this before and I'm gonna keep saying it. It's like you're in an abusive relationship with WWE. It's like you keep coming back. It's like you expect more, you hope for more, you're like this time, and I don't want to make light of this, so I'm not even gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying. It's like this time he's gonna treat me right.
It's like us in the radio. I love you, and they're like, I like you too. I like you.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, you know, depending on the day. So that would make sense. I agree with you. Her mic skills are, you know, her mic skills are amazing. And again, why out of the way she left and then to bring her back, it's like, what do you bring her back for? Like you're expecting something big.
That's what I'm saying.
If
Vince feels like he can make money off of her, you know what I mean? She feels like she can make money via WWE. I think it's the perfect thing to happen. You know what I mean? I think this is the moment she comes back. She has the losing streak. I think she's only won once since July, and she hasn't really been dominant. This is the tournament where that can happen. It's the true underdog story. It's the one we're least expecting. I know everyone's talking about Toni Storm. I think it's too soon to pull the trigger on Storm. I know she did her thing up in NXT UK, but I think it's too soon for her. Like for her to be fully impacted by it. Like she wins it, cool, and then what? Shayna Baszler doesn't need it. I think her new gimmick of breaking arms is already badass enough. Like she doesn't need a crown to justify her breaking arms. She's already the queen of spades, okay? She's already breaking arms. She doesn't need that tournament, I think.
That would push her forward though. Like think about it.
Queen of spades and the queen of the crown.
Because she had, remember, like where she is now, it's almost a shell of herself what she was doing in NXT. Like NXT, she was wreaking havoc in the locker room. And then they partnered her with Nia Jax. And yes, they've had some success, but for we all, and nobody can tell me any difference. When they put them together, you're like, what is going on? Okay, this is just a throw together tag team. And I was like, okay, all right, I guess I'll buy into it. And then they had some tiff, some beef and stuff like that. But Shayna's a shell of herself, of the dominance that she had when she was in NXT. So now she was crowned the queen and now wreck shop starting in the locker room. Like that would push her forward. That would give her.
I think we've seen that dominance come back though. Like we've seen the last, 3-4 weeks of her in the feud with Nia breaking her arm, and then everything with Eva Marie, and now with this past week with Eva Marie and Doudrop. I'm not excited to really see that. I'm more excited of Piper Niven against Shayna, but whatever. But I think we're seeing that dominant Shayna come back. So, but does she need a queen's crown for that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think she's kind of established. Oh, okay, this is where we're going with it. I can dig that. As far as Bianca Belair's obviously challenging for titles, I could see somehow, some way, in the midst of all of this, Bianca ended up Raw Women's Champ. I haven't done the Steiner math on it to figure out exactly how, but I think Bianca will be Raw Women's Champ within.
So where are we? So Bianca's she's on Raw now.
Yeah, she's gonna be on Raw now. Yep. Bianca Belair's on Raw.
Is Charlotte on Raw now too? No, Charlotte's
Charlotte
on
will be
SmackDown,
on SmackDown. And of course,
and then
everything's
Becky's on Raw.
upon
Okay.
Crown Jewel. Yeah, everything's dependent on Crown Jewel. As of yet, Charlotte doesn't have a match at Crown Jewel, but
it's gonna happen for sure.
yeah, it has to shake. Like she's gonna have to drop, or like they're gonna have to figure out something, or
Yeah.
they're gonna be swerving us and saying, you know what, I'm the champ, I'm gonna stay here, something like
Maybe
that.
she can call those shots too, because legacy and all.
Yeah.
I don't foresee Bianca getting the belt anytime soon. I love for her too, but I don't foresee her getting the belt anytime soon. I think Becky's going to retain that belt for quite a bit, and she might even hold that moniker, Becky two belts, for a hot second too.
Yeah, well, they have to figure out a way to do that because again, Becky's SmackDown champion, but in 3 weeks, after 3 weeks, she's gonna be Monday Night Raw exclusive,
right?
With
so
a
that's what I'm
SmackDown
saying.
title. So they got 3 weeks to figure this out,
right?
And we'll hit the title off. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Charlotte. She's now a SmackDown superstar after October 21st.
Yes, so there's more than enough time.
Like what are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot of Steiner mathing going on. Overall, Crown Jewel is going to be one of the most exciting pay-per-views like ever. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be very, very where we're going to go for 2022. Like this might lead closer to WrestleMania than what happens, like at the Rumble. Really?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Well,
hot take.
Yeah, that is a hot take because, last year we had the pandemic. So the year before that, everybody, when I was at AfterBuzz, we were all pretty much crapping on it. It was just like, it was just like, why is this happening? And we all know why it's happening, but it's just like, okay. Yeah, I definitely think they stepped up a bit with it. They've recommitted to Saudi Arabia and they have the storylines. Maybe Saudi Arabia said, look, y'all did a terrible job last time. This is what we want. Step it up, else we're pulling some money. Who knows? Yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that.
That was being Seth Rollins right there. So
yeah.
The last Crown Jewel. I called, by the way. I called that.
You called what? Seth Rollins doing what?
When Fiend beat Seth Rollins in Crown Jewel. It was like, that's not going to happen. I was like, it's Halloween. It happened on Halloween. I was like, that's like the perfect day.
I wanted the Fiend
to win a championship, the Universal Championship. That's the match that like Seth hated.
Yeah, I like the new version of Seth. But speaking of new versions, this was big news yesterday, and it's crazy because I actually really love this promotion. I honestly thought that they were like, the pandemic took them out because everybody I know who's part of this promotion, they were like, mum's the word. And I don't even know. I haven't even gone to ask them yet. And I don't think I will. If they knew what was happening. So it was announced yesterday that WoW is coming back. AJ Lee, aka AJ Mendez, AJ. She's gonna be the executive producer, and Tessa Blanchard signed on. She was always with them. She's also one of the trainers. However, they're not gonna be on Access TV anymore, which, by the way, couldn't find. Like, we were doing press and we were doing interviews, could not find it, and we couldn't get access to it.
The weirdest carriage. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, it's on cable systems, but their like app, or if you want to watch it on like Roku, like if you cut the cord, their app doesn't have live streaming. Everything's on demand on their app, so you can't download it and watch it live. You have to like have linear, regular ass cable.
Yeah, and who has that anymore? Like, I don't.
I definitely do not like steal my parents' account and use my airport to watch it on Chromecast. Nope, not at all.
Oh, well, there's the answer right there. Because like for me, it's like I'm a Hulu girl. Like, I have Hulu Live.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not gonna go and buy cable. Like, what I'm paying for Hulu Prime and all this other stuff is essentially cable. So why am I now gonna go and buy cable?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. But thankfully they've solved the problem. Yes. And I think they've done this, I hope, pushes WWE, and other promotions are doing it now. But when WWE had Evolution, and they're no longer having that, and they're having Crown, Queen's Crown, which again, that just seems like more of a pacifier. Give us Evolution, because we love it. Like
we already had Evolution. Just give us Evolution.
Yeah, just give us Evolution. So WoW is gonna be on CBS, which is amazing. You know, they restarted in 2020, and obviously with the pairing of Glow, they both kind of came around the same time. I think it was the perfect timing. Glow is no longer, unfortunately.
But it's the same thing though, like right, like Glow and WoW is all David McClain.
No, Glow was Netflix, and that was by the executive producer who brought us Weeds. So Glow and WoW was
like a TV show.
Oh, the original Glow, yeah, David McClain, yeah,
actual Glow, yeah, like that guy. That guy still.
And his story is crazy. His story is crazy. His passion's crazy. And think about it: when Glow was around, this was on the onset. I think it was right before like Title IX came. Like David McClain was literally, to me, and I guess a hot take, the one who was really pushing female athletes. Like think about that. I think that was before WNBA, before like women's soccer leagues, before I think Title, like for somebody who's in the chat, look up when Title IX started. I think it's before Title IX. Like David McClain was the person. So like if you think about it, it's like it's crazy. And also too how he doesn't get, I feel, his due. A lot of people don't, if they're not in the wrestling kind of, and even within wrestling, there are people who don't know who he is.
Yeah, like they know Glow, they might know Glow, they might know WoW, they might not know like the guy who's like behind it all. You know what I mean?
They should know the guy.
So I think it was post Title IX that he really started everything. But as far as him kind of being the guy to kind of be in front of women's wrestling, to have a all exclusive women's wrestling.
Oh, thank you. 1972. So I was off. My bad. Well, when did Glow start?
In the 80s. Yeah, it was like during the 80s boom. Because I thoroughly remember like Glow was like syndicated. So in my hometown of Richmond, Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia, they showed WWF Wrestling Challenge, which was the precursor to WWF Superstars. It was syndicated, and after that would be Glow.
Oh, so wow! Okay,
watching like WWF at the time, and also watching like a bunch of women fight afterwards, and I was like, "Is this still WWF? Like, what's happening?" But it was 2 a.m, and I should have been up, but I ate ice cream and I was up all night. I was a kid. Little story. But I'm happy to see this happening, TK. Jeannie Buss of LA Lakers ownership fame is involved with it. Obviously, there's AJ Mendez. So I'm excited to see it. People feel how they feel about Tessa, given the her recent background, her recent issues in the last year or so. I thought that picture of her and the Beast was absolutely hilarious, just from the optics and knowing Tessa's background. It's like, is the shoot on her here? Like, is this supposed to be like real? That's a good question. I would love to speak to Tessa about it, but she's refused to come on the show. So, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to use that. That could be in her contract as something that you can't use. Are you going to lean into it? Because I think you probably might need to lean into it. You know what I mean? Well, like, just be like, hey, not go Booker T WrestleMania, but
we won't get all into it. But she has denied the allegations. But there has been a lot of people who've said differently. But again, we're never gonna know. And she hasn't talked to too many people about it. I don't think she did any press. And I feel if you want to do press, this would be the show to do it on, just because I'm a journalist.
Yeah, like a little IG post a while back, but.
But it's one of those things though too. I don't know. I wasn't there. And you have two opposing things. And I would love to just get her side of the story, like her legitimate side of the story, not denying it, like legitimate side of the story. Because on the flip side, you just don't know. Everybody, this is a whole nother conversation. We don't know. She doesn't want to do the show, so we'll probably never know.
I just thought that like for a lot of maybe everybody, but especially Black wrestling fans, I saw the announcement and I was happy for WoW. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see AJ back involved in a wrestling capacity. I thought her speech was beautiful. She talked about her love for wrestling and how she, you know, accomplished everything she wanted to accomplish. And, you know, to be back doing it, you know, she's back in the game. But for a lot of people, it was like, oh yeah, Tessa. You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt initially. I was happy to see the Beast get some shine. You know what I mean? She's kind of like one of the WoW OGs. So I was happy to kind of see her like have a big moment, but then everybody was kind of like, But you know, it's wrestling. I think that
the shadow.
I think the wrestling community can govern itself very well.
Yeah, I mean, people still
come back. You took the words out of my mouth, Shadow Ranger. Yeah, people have come back from way worse. So it's wrestling, the community, we govern ourselves, and if it's like if you out here, then people put their credibility and their livelihood on the line to sign somebody, get behind somebody. So they want to push her as the face of WoW pretty much at this point. I mean, she's probably one of the biggest names in the company, if not AJ and Tessa.
Well, that's the thing, though.
She's the first woman to be a heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? So she has the accolades, but
she does. But now you're broadcasting to a wider audience. So, like, think about it. Who broke the news? It was Entertainment Tonight. Yeah. So they're definitely. Oh wow! I didn't even know that. Shadow Ranger bringing out all the drama. Think about it. Steve Austin beat his wife, and we're all okay with. Yeah, there it is. And yes, yes, Tessa was the face. Tessa was the face, or still is the face of WoW. She is one of the head traders. So I think a lot of people were asking where she was going to be signed. There's rumors she's being signed in WWE. So I'm thinking probably the contract that she got with WoW is probably a pretty exclusive contract. Not saying exclusively she can't wrestle anywhere else, but she's making enough money where she's good. And now with that CBS money, let me tell you, that TV money,
CBS,
that TV money is that.
We have both been recipients of TV checks.
Those TV checks. Let me tell you. We'll go off wrestling we'll go off wrestling for a hot second. That TV check, though, let me put it to you like this. That TV check for an hour of work would be compared to a week of work.
Yeah, that TV checks is nice.
Those TV checks are a whole nother situation.
Yeah, and they got the Viacom machine behind them, so obviously we're probably going to see MTV, VH1, possibly all of that get involved.
Yeah. So congratulations to WoW. Can't wait to see that. Hopefully, and that's happening in summer 2022. So we do have a bit of a wait. I'm wondering though why it is such a wait. And why not January of 2022? Like August of 2022 is or I don't know if it's August. They said summer, so it's still a ways away. But congratulations to them, definitely, for inking that deal. Another congratulations is going out to Nikki Bella. So she announced earlier on that she's officially benched from wrestling. Her injury is not getting any better. Her doctor hasn't cleared her for anything. But in that same week, she was announced as one of the judges for America's Got Talent Extreme. This was posted through Terry Cruz's social media. She said she's super excited. She's so fired up. Pinch me, Terry. Feel like I'm dreaming, ready to get it. So congratulations to
Terry Crews. I definitely know who can manage Tessa and WoW.
Terry Crews?
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Giving Terry's history as well.
So congratulations to Nikki Bella. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. I have to double check. Is their show, the reality show is done too, I think.
Total Divas, not Total Divas.
Total Bellas.
Total Bellas. Yeah, I mean that's probably over. Seeing how one of their husbands is now in the competitor.
But does that matter though?
Hell yeah.
Ian, well, I guess so.
Man, they showed that WrestleMania special. Daniel Bryan was in that joint for like 3 seconds. But they showed the WrestleMania special. And this before Bryan even confirmed was it confirmed to AEW. They showed that man for like 3 seconds, and he was in the main event. It was like just in case We cannot highlight this dude too much. So, at this point, Daniel Bryan is persona non grata.
Yeah, for now, but he'll be back. It wasn't a bad. We were actually talking. So for you guys you guys should be watching our show on Fight TV. So we have Medusa on Tuesday, and we asked her about, because she had this whole incident. If you guys are not familiar with Medusa, definitely look her up. She had this whole incident with WWE, and she hadn't talked to Vince in or hadn't spoken to Vince in 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, if she can come back and be a part of the Hall of Fame, then I think pretty much anybody can come back. I mean, barring nothing super crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things where it's like, nah.
What did super crazy do?
Huh?
I'm kidding. Nah, you said super crazy. And I was like, what did super crazy do?
I don't know. I don't know. Lawsuits and stuff. I don't know. We'll find out. I guess we'll see.
But I mean, the Total Divas, Total Bellas, I think that era is over. You know what I mean? I think at this point we want wrestling. You know what I mean? We want women wrestling. You know what I mean? And I think some entertainment is intertwined in that as well, but it's to the point that we don't even want quote unquote women's wrestling. They're just wrestlers.
Yeah,
you know I mean? I think
I should have worn my shirt today. We have a shirt on women's wrestling, WWTalkPod.com, and it says not just women's wrestling, professional wrestling.
Wrestling. That was literally signed at the NWA pay-per-view at Empower. Big shouts to Ella J. What up, Ella J? And I was following her feed when she was tweeting about it, and I was like, hey man, what a beautiful pay-per-view that was, by the way.
It was. Oh, here's the shirt right here. So if you want to go to WWTalkPod.com, you can order the shirt there. We have all sizes for you, and we're going to be getting sweatshirts too. Yeah. So, I mean, congratulations to Nikki. She's gotten everything that she wanted. I still low key, just for the storyteller in me, wanted her and John Cena to stay together, but that was just more the storyteller in me that clearly was not going to work out.
Yeah, we definitely wanted our Macho Man and Elizabeth wedding.
Yeah,
I think we wanted a wedding payoff.
Yes,
you know what I mean. We just, for storyline purposes, we wanted the wedding payoff, which obviously would have been absolute chaos, of course, per WWE weddings.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what we wanted. But they've both moved on, and they both doing their thizzle out here. Much
respect to the both of them. And now much respect to AEW, man. So it's like we're witnessing a baby. We're witnessing this baby grow and get teeth and all this other stuff. So AEW, 2 weeks ago, we did announce that they are going to have another women's championship. So they showed the belt. So AEW's TBS Women's Championship, they unveiled on Dynamite. So Dynamite will be moving from TNT Network to TBS on January 5th. More TV money. Crazy. So I know, right? So who do you think is deserving of this women's belt?
There's only one wrestler, and Cain McCoy means one wrestler. Shouts to Dwayne, who should be the first ever TBS champion, and her name is Jade Cargill. That's it. It's Jade.
I don't know if that's it.
Champion. The tournament final needs to be Jade and Big Swole. If it's not that, I ain't even trying to see it. Now I know a lot of people saying, "No, this is for Ruby Soho." Jade is an AEW OG. You have built her for this moment. Okay,
she's an OG. You say an OG? Okay.
She's been there from the start. I think she's badass. Plus, obviously, it'll be nice.
Thank you, William. Thank you, William. And I love me some Jade too. Let me stop you first.
She's a badass, William. Her whole thing is to be squash matches. She's like the biggest jacked wrestler on the roster. She needs to be dominating.
Yeah. So appearance-wise, she looks great. Her mic skills are decent. It's growing. Again, Jade is like it's on par with AEW as far as growing. But she's been killing people because that's what's been let's call it a spade. That's what they're telling. That's happening. They're feeding it to her. But I don't think she can carry. Not yet. I feel like, yeah, I agree. I want to see Jade and Thunder Rosa, but I want Thunder Rosa to take the belt. You know why? Because Jade to me was like what Roman Reigns was to me before Roman became who he is now. Roman Reigns was an amazing looking man, but he was just lukewarm.
Okay, this is talking about wrestling here. This is still wrestling, right?
Yes, we're talking about wrestling.
Okay.
He was just lukewarm. Like people didn't really care for him. You know what I'm saying? And now he's the head of the table. You either really hate him or you really like him. Like,
but Roman was badass from the jump, though. That's what I'm saying.
But people were. It felt like WWE was pushing Roman Reigns down people's throats for so long that people were just annoyed because there was nothing that they could sink their teeth into. Now there's something they can sink their teeth into. And it's like you either really hate him or you really like him, but you don't feel like lukewarm to him. With Jade, AEW's forcing her onto us. Yes, yeah. She looks the part. Think about it. If she didn't look the way she did.
Jade wasn't even on Dynamite last night. So I don't know.
I get it. But she didn't look the way. So can you name the women's roster?
Where does Sheeta?
Name about 5 to 6 people.
Sheeta didn't get her Employee of the Month trophy last night. Thanks to Steve. That was awesome, by the way. We got legit Layla Hirsch. Okay, obviously Kiera Hogan just showed up.
A wrestling fan, that was probably the wrong thing. But go on.
I mean, obviously there's Britt Baker and there's hey, I'm a hater. Jamie Hayter, I love me some Jamie Hayter, but Jamie Hayter will be the one who probably takes the title off of Britt Baker, by the way. I see a very Diesel, Shawn Michaels kind of thing going on that Jamie's going to protect Britt's run, and then Jamie's going to be the one to take the belt from Britt. So that's kind of already been established. So that's why I think for Jade, it's perfect for her to kind of go after this secondary championship and just wreak havoc on TBS. Because whoever gets that title is going to be the one that kind of wreaks havoc on Friday nights. You know what I mean? On Wednesday. So
there's 2 things playing. So you're either playing to mainstream media, which would be Jade, or you're playing to indie wrestling fans, which would be Thunder Rosa.
But they got that with Britt. Britt, who's kind of playing both. And I think with Jade Cargill, it's kind of like they gotta. To me, I look at it as the Austin Goldberg situation.
Okay.
WWE got Bianca. AEW needs a Bianca Belair.
Yeah, but Bianca can wrestle. Jade is not there yet.
Goldberg couldn't wrestle, but that man looked the part.
Okay.
Goldberg had 7 moves, if that. 7 moves and a ton of concussions to give their wrestlers. That was Goldberg's resume in WCW.
Okay.
But it's not about the wrestling aspect. It's about the look aspect, okay? WWE got little black girls showing up with ponytails, smacking wrestlers.
That was so cute. That was awesome.
What I mean? Like, that's what it's about, okay? Listen, we got the flippity-floppity wrestling going on in AEW. We got that. That's kosher. Now we need to sell the brand. We need to sell these wrestlers as entertainers, okay? There's a lot of spin-off stuff AEW is doing off the rip with TNT and TBS and all over Turner. So I think Jade Cargill can be that kind of badass champion. I can see Jade Cargill on a variety show, on a random show, just doing shit, talking shit, just being the physical, imposing specimen that she is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's 2 things going on. It's they're playing to mainstream media, which technically they want to go up against WWE. Then Jade Cargill is the person. Yeah. No, I agree with you in that sense, but
obviously she has Mark as her smart Mark as her manager or whatever. Right. But I think that's just a badass look to me.
Yeah, on the mainstream media side.
What do y'all think? Who do you think should be, for everybody watching, who should be the first TBS champion? That belt is gorgeous, by the way.
It is.
I don't know why it's bigger than a women's title. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be a little, that shit is sweet. I was like, oh man, that looks like that's a belt.
I don't like the fact that it says TBS on it, but you know.
I know. I wish it was
William, what about Ruby Soho?
I think that's the obvious choice, but I think we as wrestling fans, we're becoming AEW stands a little too hard. I think we can't do this thing where we're upset at WWE having people come in and win titles. And then next thing you know, people who love WWE come in AEW and winning titles. You know what I mean? Everybody who's champion in AEW right now, just doing it off the math. are all AEW guys,
Mm-hmm.
or at least have never been prominent
WWE.
WWE champions. Everybody's AEW guys. You know what I mean? So I think you kind of lose that luster of being, kind of like, oh, we're growing people by, if you bring in Soho, I think Ruby Soho have more of a CM Punk vibe. You know what I mean? Punk's nowhere near the title picture, and that's perfect. It should be that way. It needs to simmer. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Right.
will be somebody like Bryan Danielson, where people will just creaming all over the place to see him kick Kenny Omega's head in. I should have said creaming as you were drinking. But, but for Soho, it's kind of like, even when she was the Joker's Wild for the Battle World, you was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like AEW is definitely a place for her. It's not like, you see some wrestlers, you're like, yeah, this is not the promotion for you.
Yeah.
AEW is the promotion for her, but she's missing something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a little tweak in the character. She's just missing something that
it's Ruby Riott, but just in AEW.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like she has to be a little bit more edgier or less edgier, or like I don't know if it's like, there's something that's missing from her character that for me is just like, okay, this
cool. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, word. But off the screen, you look at Jade Cargill on TV. I know what the hell she was.
Jade Cargill, media-wise.
Yeah. I was on Wikipedia so quick. I was like, who is this Jade Cargill? She pops out on the TV. You know what I mean? And I think there are some things in professional wrestling and entertainment that you can mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no one is expecting Jade Cargill to work at the work rate of Serena Deeb. You know what I mean? We're not expecting that. But what I am expecting is like that's what made the who was it? The Camille Layla Hirsch match so fire at Empower. You was like, here's Camille and here's Layla. You know what I mean? And obviously Layla pretty much carried that match, but she made Camille look amazing.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Getting her offense and getting her power in. That can be Jade, I think. You know what I'm saying? Jade could only need to get in 7 or 8 offensive moves. But them moves gonna be so goddamn powerful and so big that's what's gonna make her the dominant champion.
You're slowly convinced me. However, I think my love for Thunder Rosa and the work that she's been putting in for women's wrestling and just in general.
Thunder Rosa has an amazing story.
Yeah, she has a really great story, and I feel like she would have had the belt if she wasn't signed to NWA last year this time. So now that she's signed to AEW, I think this is the perfect time for her to get it. Because
Rosa's a face, right?
Yes.
And Jade is a
heel, I guess.
Challenger. Rosa chases champion Jade Cargill. Maybe Cargill can beat Swole in the fight. It can't be Cargill Rosa in the final. It needs to be Cargill, maybe Swole. Swole take the loss and she continues on her way, and Rosa is pursuing Jade Cargill's champion.
William said Thunder Rosa was the one who got Britt Baker over. Yeah, that match that they had, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, match of the year, easily. Match of the year, easy. Like if ESPN paid attention to AEW, they should have won. Like, and I love me some Bianca Belair, but they should have won that match of the year for sure. So I mean, we'll see what happens. That belt does look sweet. That's what I'm saying. So much happening for women's wrestling, and even more. Impact is having, they're having their, somebody somebody talked about it in the chat. This weekend, they're having so many people come on. And I believe Impact is also making a resurgence as well with their women's division. I mean, I don't really pay attention.
Impact's fire, man. Like, I just like Access TV has to figure out how the hell to get like a better app or Roku. Because I got Roku, but I'm like streaming it via other ways. But yeah. But their knockout division is really dope, though.
Oh yeah, so Mercedes Martinez is coming back to Impact. She makes her official Impact Wrestling debut in the 6 knockouts tag team match, and so she'll be teaming up with Tasha Steele and Savannah Evans to take on Lady Frost, Kimberly, and Brandy Lauren. So that's happening October 9th, which is on Saturday. So yeah, it's going to be, they have an 8-woman tournament match. They have a Knockouts Championship match, which I believe is going to be Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James. I think it was Mickie James that was announced. I think we'll find out tonight. And then they have the Knockouts Tag Team Champion match, Decay and the Influence, the Monsters Ball match as well. So that's happening this weekend. But yeah, again, Impact is. Wish we could see it when it was on Pop TV. Life was so much easier. That was like 3 years ago. I don't even know if Pop TV was around. Yeah, they do have an app, but it's just I think my Amazon Fire Stick doesn't pick up the app. This is something
it's not live. Like the app isn't on demand content. I mean, the app's only on demand content. You can't stream live TV via their app. You can only stream it if you got it in like Sling or if you got like cable, you know what I mean? So Access TV, come on, man.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So much wrestling going on. Sometimes on a side note, I always trip at how like there's literally wrestling every weekday.
There is. MLW just announced their women's division a couple weeks ago, so that's happening.
You said who did?
MLW.
Oh yeah.
And of course we have Shine that's getting more love too. So, you know, Shadow Ranger says that you can get it on YouTube for $1 a month. Oh, okay. Well, there's the answer.
Capitalism.
I know. It's just one of those things where it's $1, but then when you add that dollar to the Hulu, the Prime, the Netflix, the whatever,
that's
it's
$52 American dollars.
That's a whole situation. But for the love of wrestling, thank you, and I will be doing that. So thank you. Mickie James matches at Bound for Glory this week's Deonna Purrazzo and the mystery opponent. I thought the mystery opponent would be Mickie James because her and Mickie James have been going at it all throughout.
Like they got the fight in the barn last week, so that was that was badass. They got a fight in the barn. No, Mickie. No, you're right. Mickie and Deonna is at Bound for Glory, but I thought you were saying like it's a tag on. Listen, I don't even know what's happening on Impact. Usually when I watch the show, I try to keep up and like their taping schedule is so.
I think they tape them every like once a month or every.
I try not to read spoilers and stuff and stay away, but you know, like they tape in Nashville, so I'm always trying to like stay away. But I'm excited for Bound for Glory. Those two at Bound for Glory is gonna be badass. That whole Bound for Glory part is gonna be good. It's gonna be in Vegas. I thought about driving there. You know what I'm saying? Getting tickets.
Oh, when is it? Is it this week? Is it November? When is it?
Bound for Glory is the 23rd
of October.
Of October, yeah, of this month. Yeah, it's creeping up.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're gonna do it in Vegas. So obviously. I'm hoping they can get another women's match on there somehow. I think for now it's just Deonna and Mickie. Obviously, Deonna and Mickie and Christian and Josh Alexander are pretty much like the big matches. But I'm hoping they can get another women's tag, maybe knockout tag champs on there.
Okay, well there it is. I need to really get a calendar of all these events. It's just
I know that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. I save everything on my phone, so I'm like, oh, do I have everything? You know what I mean? Because again, like if you're a lifelong wrestling fan and you've kind of been on it for a while, now's the time to really jump back in. You know,
it is, but then it's overwhelming.
Yeah, like
there's a lot to jump back into.
Yeah, it's a lot. So if you kind of missed a little bit during the pandemic, it's kind of like now's the time to really kind of dip your toe back in and kind of catch up on a lot of stuff. I was talking to my man the other day, and he missed Sheeta's entire like run, like AEW champ. Like he missed like her entire run. He was like, Sheeta was champion when? I say it was like during the pandemic, fam. Like you had to been there.
Yeah,
like, she was like a whole year for like the whole pandemic before Britt won. Because he was actually talking about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker to I think William had commented on there, and I was like, yeah, man, like that was a while ago, bro. Like she was champ for like a whole year. Yeah,
I don't know what you mean by this, William. Let's go for Bound for Glory, Cain.
Oh, Lil Will, what up, baby?
Oh, I'm like, I don't know what that means. So what, is he talking to you, or is he talking to that I invited?
Yeah, I mean, all three of us in LA, so you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can get tickets. Let's go.
Yeah, man, let's go to Bound for Glory, man. It's October 23rd, so tickets went on sale the other day. I was trying to wait to get my tickets on StubHub and Game Time for the low, you know what I mean? But you know,
do you not know who you?
Sometimes I be forgetting who my friends are. Yeah, I don't like asking for stuff though. You
know. I mean, as long as we can go to Erica Badu, but that's a whole nother story. That's off topic.
Yeah.
Off topic. But yeah, I totally agree. So much wrestling going on, especially women's wrestling. So much women's wrestling going on. For you guys who are keeping up with the channel, we have Medusa coming on next Tuesday on Fight TV.
Man,
Then we
I'm so
also,
excited about that.
pardon?
I'm so excited about that. I love Medusa.
Oh my God,
I
she's
think
amazing.
just from like a wrestling standpoint, when you want to talk about one of the dopest, greatest like wrestlers, period, somebody who's given their life to the business. You know what I'm saying? Like Medusa, dog. Like I was watching AWA the other day. I think I was watching like Super Clash. And then you can bring this up to her. I was watching like AWA Super Clash, and there's Medusa. You know what I mean? Like she's like 20, 21 probably at that time. She's a little kid. I like out here, like she's giving her entire life to this business, and I think she needs to be recognized as like one of the pillars of not only women's wrestling but professional wrestling. Period. Like she got stories, boy. I mean, she's done it all. AWA, and like I mean WWF, women's. I mean, Medusa's so dope. To really do your history on Medusa. I know a lot of people kind of quote her. A lot of people our age kind of called her at Alundra Blaze, and then the America Medusa run, which by the way, made in USA Medusa run. But you got to catch her like AWA stuff. That is like
when she's really
she was so advanced.
When she was allowed to be who she wanted to be versus the moments that they were giving her. No, I agree. She's absolutely amazing. She was actually you guys should watch it, but she was actually the reason why Women's Wrestling Talk came about, because she came on X-Pac's show and I was co-hosting for X-Pac 12360.
Yep.
And I was like, we have all these guys every week. And I think we had, in my run with X-Pac, we had Gail Kim and Medusa. They were the only two female wrestlers on his show at the time. And I was like, there has to be more female wrestlers. Like, and then I started digging, and that's when I met Taya Valkyrie, stuff like that. I'm like, we can do a show literally every week. So Medusa was literally the catalyst of like getting me to think about, Women's Wrestling Weekly, now Women's Wrestling Talk. So she was the reason behind it. So yeah, the interview is gonna be great. It's gonna be on Fight TV. You can find it. Like there's no issues with Fight. We posted the link.
The whole app. I got the app. So
yeah. And you don't have to, I mean, there's certain pay-per-views you have to pay for, but to watch us, you don't have to pay for it. It's free. Yeah. There's a link. You just click the link. It's there. It's amazing. I love Fight TV. So you can find it on Fight TV. It's going to be debuting Wednesday, at 4:00 Pacific, 7:00 Eastern. So definitely check out that. We also have, if you like the reality show Roads to, what is it called?
Roads to the Top.
Yes, Roads to the Top. Definitely, we have a review show with Leslie and Emily on there that happens every Wednesday at 8.
Yeah, they had it last night. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. And then we also have Yes, and then there's more. Then we also have On the Scroll with Isla. So if you want to check out all our social media stuff that has to do with women's wrestling, all the stuff women's wrestlers are posting every Sunday, we drop that on our YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. It's just a quick 1 minute, so definitely catch that. And I think that's it. We might be doing the Queen's Crown, but again, it's confusing. I don't even know how to cover that. It's just confusing.
Yeah, because it's going to happen on SmackDown and Raw. Same thing with King of the Ring. Both things going to happen. Happen. So it's going to be fun to see, though. I mean, it's going to be all eyes. Obviously, WWE knows how to sell something and get all eyes on everything. So
there it is.
It's an amazing time to enjoy wrestling, especially for women's wrestling. I'm very excited.
I know it's gonna be a hectic week. The 21st is Crown Jewel, then Impact on the 23rd.
Yep.
Jeez.
I mean, this whole month is. I mean, we're gonna get Queen's Crown. We're gonna get new Raw or SmackDown Women's Champions. Possibly a new Knockouts champion. I think Mickey's gonna go over and get her victory lap. Her well-deserved.
So.
Yeah. You think she's gonna give you the rub?
No, you might be right.
I think Mickey's gonna get one last victory lap. You know what I'm saying? My fellow Richmond Virginian, Mickey Richmonder. What up?
Absolutely lovely. She is absolutely like, there are some wrestlers who I interview and they are just amazing. Like her personality is just,
Mickey's dope.
Yeah, she's great. Trisha's great, and there's no like shade to. I think it's the women's all the women wrestlers who are kind of past their prime.
The
If that
OGs.
makes sense, huh?
The OGs.
The OGs who've been in the game, they've seen it all. They're women. I guess that's they've seen it all. It's like, yo, look, I'm here living my life. Like I'm doing this interview because I want to do this interview. Nobody's forced me to do this interview. So like their vibe is just so like Mickey is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I can't say enough amazing things about her. And I'm glad that she kind of low-key forced me to go to NWA. It was one of the best wrestling experiences that I've had. So shout out to Mickey. So yeah, just on GP, but then I also like Deanna too.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of difficult, but yeah, we'll see. That would be a good run, and then
Deanna will win it back from Mickey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Mickey gets that one victory lap. I'm gonna be cheering. That's really the only reason why I want to go for to Bound for Glory, because I want to see Nikki win it. You know what I mean?
Well, let's do it. I'll put in the email. I'll put in the email right now.
One victory lap. You know, Nikki gets that one victory lap. I'm like, hell yeah, man! Like, so I'm excited for that. We got that going on. Queen's Crown, new Raw Women's Champion, possibly new SmackDown Champion, and everything that's going on with AEW and Britt Baker's run. So it's some badass shit happening in women's wrestling.
And that's just the women. Like I can't imagine. I mean, I do kind of cover the men. I kind of stay up to date with what they're doing, but that's just the women. Like there are some great stuff they're happening to the men, but it's just so great to see, even within the last 5 years, what's been happening.
Exactly. And I didn't even bring up NXT and what's going on with Mandy Rose.
That changed.
The best run. This is it. I'm hella excited about Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction being the Mean Girls to Raquel, and I think we're gonna get a 3-on-3 winner takes all match. Toxic Attraction, and we
already know Mandy's gonna go over soon.
Yeah. Like I can see her like her Toxic Attraction like running the NXT women's division. Like that is how I want to see it, but I don't like that's how it should be booked right there.
Right. What I wish they would do is do like a behind the scenes, like 6 months after the character is fully evolved. Yeah. Like for instance, how we saw Naomi with Glow and how Glow came about when we watched Total Divas. Like I would love to see what happened how Toxic Attraction became a thing.
Like showing her getting her hair dyed from like the
not even that, the idea. Like who pitched the idea? And then because all that stuff, like you can see when certain things are fully formed, like just the way what Mandy's wearing, that outfit, the boots, all that stuff was planned.
Yep.
And so I would love to know, like, was that her idea? Was that completely her vision? Or did she go to, I don't think Carano's still there, but did she go to talent and say, this is what I'm thinking? And then they kind of, I would love to like see a show like that.
Yeah.
Like behind the scenes.
Fire. Come on, fire and desire. No, that's some fire that she doing right here.
Yeah, this one is way better than. I mean, we are like we know she's amazing. We know that she works out. She's beautiful. Like that's all given. But this right here, it's like not only are you
Mandy
amazing,
right here, cuz.
Yeah, this
Mandy right here, cuz. This Mandy wear that, cuz.
This is it. This is it. All right, so I think we've done it all. It sounds like we're doing a road trip to Impact, so we'll keep you guys all updated as far as that's what's going to happen. Might even do like a video, because anything with Cain, if you're not familiar, is a whole situation. It's always a story. So if you guys are not
in advance.
I know, right? I already know. If you guys are not following Cain, where can everybody find you?
Follow me at Cain McCoy, CAINMCCOY, and again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what else? Like, I mean, you're just not on Twitter all day. Like, you also work.
Oh yeah, I'm also on Instagram at Cain McCoy, CAINMCCOY.
Okay, all right.
Also, listen to me Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Power 106, and whenever I'm around, producing, filling in, doing whatever, man, I'll be out here.
That's what I'm saying. That part, like, you just not, in your basement watching wrestling. No offense.
That's exactly what I'm doing, but I mean, no, not at all. I'm not watching wrestling and swiping on Tinder all day. Not at all.
All right, then. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow us all on social media, WW Talk Pod. Also go to our website. Still in the works. It's not at perfection just yet, but it's a lot better than where it was 6 months ago. So we have articles up there. We have merch up there. So go to www.talkpod.com. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys for joining us. We do the news. Yes, we do the news every other week. We do the news every other week. And definitely catch us on Fight TV on Wednesdays. Thank you so much, guys. We really, really appreciate you. And then, yeah, make sure you tweet all of us. And if you have like any issues, don't agree with some hot takes that Cain made, definitely hit him up. See you guys later.